And a shelter shakeup. No more drug testing at the Torres Shelter.
At 4, we told you about the change to low barrier at the Torres Shelter. New at 5, Action News Now reporter Camille Acevedo shows us another new change as well. So, Camille, what is the shelter doing for the LGBTQ plus community?
The shelter will be adding a gender-neutral dorm space for people that are under the LGBTQ plus community. The Torres Shelter Service Expansion Project is an effort to expand shelter accessibility for people living on the street. There are now 8 to 10 extra beds at the Torres Shelter available in designated gender-neutral space. Before, people who don't identify as either a man or woman would go on the men's or women's side based on where they felt most comfortable.
Having a space that is safe for you, that aligns with your gender identity, is just very important. So that's something that I'm personally really excited about as part of this expansion as a member of the LGBTQ community, and also excited about for the shelter to be able to provide to the community because I know it's needed.
Along with that, the shelter will no longer require drug testing for guests, but they will still implement the safety and behavior policies, which includes no violence or aggression. And if anyone is highly intoxicated where they need medical attention, the shelter will work with medical partners to get them help. I talked with a man who used to live at the shelter who worries the program may not work out well.
I guarantee you, out of the men and women that don't want to be around people that are using drugs and alcohol, they won't have the space or the capacity to do what they're talking about. So I think it's a great, theory, but I don't think it's possible with what they have available there now.
There will also be a separate space available for people who are working on sobriety and want to be tested.
Approximately 35% of the unsheltered population suffers from addiction to alcohol and or drugs. So we know that this is a demographic that needs help.
So True North Housing Alliance just launched this yesterday on Monday. However, I was told that this has been an expansion in the works for quite some time now. Live in Chico, I'm Camille Acevedo for Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
So, Camille, where did people go if they tested positive for drugs in the past? Were they turned away?
So I was told that the shelter actually had 8 beds available for people who did test positive. However, if those beds were already full, then people who did test positive after that would be turned away and they would have to stay somewhere else.
Okay, big change. Thanks, Camille. So far this year, True North Housing Alliance has housed over 130 different people.